My husband Daniel and I adopted two girls. Just before their freshman orientation physicals, both were found to be pregnant. In front of the reporters' cameras, they swore Daniel was the father. In my last life, we presented Daniel's infertility diagnosis. It was dismissed as a forgery. This time I will clear our names for good. The violent pain in my chest felt like it was still lingering. Looking at the familiar furnishings around me, I was a little dazed. Mom, the teacher, said the school physicals are next Wednesday. My older daughter, Skylar, spoke, and that is when I knew I had been reborn. Reborn 1 week before the physicals, because Daniel couldn't have children. We adopted two daughters from the orphanage in our second year of marriage. Daniel and I cherished them, treating them like the apples of our eyes. In my previous life, during the freshman orientation week physicals, both daughters were found to be pregnant. I was furious, pressing them about the father of the babies. With tears welling in their eyes, they swore they didn't know. But then, they immediately went live on social media, accusing Daniel of rape and getting them pregnant. They even smeared Daniel and me, claiming we had peculiar fetishes and had adopted them only to satisfy our twisted desires. I produced Daniel's infertility diagnosis report, hoping to prove our innocence. But the two daughters deliberately misled the online users, making everyone believe the report was fabricated. Even worse, extremists ambushed me on my way home from work and stabbed me to death. Since heaven had given me a second chance, I was determined to uncover the truth and clear Daniel's and my names. I looked at the sisters, feigning concern. Why do you both look so pale? Are you feeling unwell? Come on, let me take you to the doctor. My younger daughter, Brianna, averted her gaze, a flicker of panic crossing her face. It was Skylar who responded calmly. Brianna and I stayed up late studying last night. We're just tired. We'll be fine if we get some rest tonight. No need for all that trouble. My gaze swept over their faces. At that moment I was absolutely certain they already knew they were pregnant. And it also confirmed that the tragic fate Daniel and I met in my previous life was entirely their doing. All right then, I frowned, piling all the rich, greasy stew from my plate onto theirs. You are at an age where you are still growing. You need to eat more meat. The oily, fatty meat shimmered with a sinister glow under the light. One after the other, they clapped their hands over their mouths and bolted for the bathroom. The sounds of retching echoed from inside. I waited by the door, a faint smile playing on my lips. A little while later, they pushed the door open, and I quickly swapped my expression for one of worry, rushing to meet them. Why are you throwing up like this? Maybe we should still go to the doctor. Skylar quickly waved her hand. I just ate a little too much, Mom. It is nothing. Yay, Mom, Brianna echoed. Don't worry about it. As long as you are okay, I sighed, and began clearing the dishes from the table. It is getting late. Go study. I'll clean up the leftovers. After making sure both daughters were in their bedrooms, I pulled out my phone. I ordered a miniature camera marked for urgent delivery. I wanted to see what these two were really up to.